Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon, not here with Geeky Sparkles in this video, but we're going to talk about video games. We're going to talk about how the video game industry looks a lot like the TV streaming industry. That people are playing older games, they're not playing newer games. And this probably explains a lot about what is happening now in the AAA gaming space. A lot of people getting laid off because the games that are coming out, there's not a whole lot of excitement about them, at least not from the AAA developers, right? All the buzz goes to indie titles like Helldivers and Lethal Company and Pal World, and the list goes on and on and on. But people are going back to old favorites. They're playing older games, and I think I've talked about this before. With everything going on in gaming right now, with all the political drama going on in video games right now, you don't have to buy anything new, really. I mean, you can buy games that are 10 years old that you've never played before. And in some cases, they're superior. Go back and look at the Arkham trilogy and then compare the Arkham trilogy to Suicide Squad, which just came out. Games that are 9, 10 years old are better than the new stuff coming out in a lot of cases. Now, it's not to say that the new stuff isn't good or that there isn't any good new stuff, but people are basically settling on older titles. And I think part of it is, they're kind of the old standbys. They're the old favorites, right? They're ones that you've been playing day in, day out for years. But also, they're free of, I believe, a lot of the current day politics, current year politics. Every major game release that comes out has all kinds of baggage attached to it. And sometimes you just want to play a game. Like I remember when I was younger, they'd announce a game, people would get excited, they'd talk about it on message boards, and then the game would come out, and people would either buy it or don't buy it. And now every game is a freaking drama. Every game is unfinished. They don't just drop the game. They drop the game. There's all kinds of criticism about the game. If you don't like the game, you're a bigot or whatever. And then the game half the time is not done. It's half-baked. So then you got patches and releases and updates, whatever. Some games get better after those updates. Again, look at No Man's Sky, another indie title that when it first came out, a lot of people were disappointed because it was a fraction of what was promised. And now it's so much more than what was promised, but it took like 8 years to get there, right? But in the case of AAA titles, I don't see any of these studios having the dedication to see it through. Like, oh, you released a shit game. Let's invest millions more dollars into it to make it get good. And I don't see that happening. So people are like, well, you know what? I like GTA 5. I'm going to play that. I like Final Fantasy 14. I don't need to change to any other MMO RPG. I like Final Fantasy 14. And that was another one that when it first came out, it sucked. People hated it. And it took several updates and it finally got good. So maybe some of it is like it takes 5 to 10 years for the game to actually get finished. But whatever the case is, there's some data to support that people are playing older games. So we're going to talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Go out and listen to the audio editions of Clownfish TV and Derezed on whatever podcast app you like. We also have a gaming channel, Clownfish Gaming. We're going to be doing more game streams and other kinds of streams over on Twitter, over on X, because their live streaming is actually pretty good over there. The quality is really, really good. I was testing it with Vampire Survivors. If I'm like, man, if it can keep up with Vampire Survivors when it gets crazy, when you get into 15, 20, 25 minutes into the game, it's like, okay, it can keep up better than YouTube. Probably because not as many people are using it, but the quality is actually pretty good. So check us out over there. This is coming from IGN. They got from Kotaku. More than 60% of playtime in 2023 was dedicated to games older than half a decade, reveals report. All you need to know. Again, this comes from IGN. There's new market data, which has revealed a fascinating fact about gaming in 2023. More than half of the playtime from the gamers last year was given to live service titles that are more than 6 years old. Games like Fortnite, Minecraft, and Counter-Strike dominated as players spent 60% of their time playing these titles across PC and consoles. It's so weird to think that there are kids today playing Minecraft that weren't even alive when it came out. Like this game is older than I am, and it's just always been there because I've been playing video games since like the very beginning. I mean, I was very, very young, but I did play Atari 2600, and I played Nintendo, and I saw everything just kind of, I saw every game pretty much come out in real time. And I saw the whole history of the industry unfold and all that jazz, right? And I was there for a lot of it, for most of it. But kids today are like, yeah, just games have always been in 3D. Minecraft has always been here. It's just so weird to think about because I'm like, yeah, I remember when Minecraft came out. And I remember, I remember when it was like really big on YouTube back in like, 2011, 2012. Yeah. Anyway, the annual PC and console gaming report comes from market researcher Newzoo, spotted by Kotaku, where it also claimed that the PC and console markets generated $93 billion in revenue during 2023, but they still laid a bunch of people off. Geez, I wonder why. If everybody's playing old games and you hired a bunch of activists that will not shut up about politics, so they're probably actively destroying the appetite for new games, why bother? Because you can just keep selling. You know what I'm saying? Like, why bother making anything new when you can just patch the games you have and not have to spend millions and millions and millions of dollars on something new? I'm just saying. Furthermore, the majority of this revenue as well as total playtime came from older titles. The playtime calculation is based on monthly active users in 2023. This report also claimed that the average playtime had decreased in 2023 by 26% compared to 2021. Well, what happened in 2021? I'm just saying, people were kind of stuck in their houses, weren't they? That's probably why they were playing more video games. They had nothing else to do. Fortnite is the most played title across all platforms, including PC, PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. The exact percentage of total hours spent on older games was 61%, whereas newer games that are less than 3 years old had the remaining 23% playtime. Out of the 23%, only 8% belong to games that are new, but not live service titles such as Baldur's Gate 3. Moreover, 25% of all playtime was split between 5 old games, namely Fortnite, Roblox, League of Legends, Minecraft, and GTA 5. Live service games are still trending. This is interesting. New live service titles are yet to enjoy the level of popularity and engagement of the older titles, and recent releases such as Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League and Skull and Bones showcase that while the majority of gamers enjoy live service games, they won't be engaging themselves just for the sake of it. No, why play something new when the stuff that was released 10 years ago is better? And it's not just that. It's actually, if you look at, this comes from Game Informer, the top performing Steam games of 2023, a lot of them are older titles. We've got Cyberpunk, that's a couple of years old now. Call of Duty, I don't think 3 is the one that most people are playing, to be honest. Apex, Dota, PUBG. Most played number of peak concurrent players. Apex Legends, Counter-Strike, Dota. Goose Goose Duck. I haven't played Goose Duck. Hogwarts Legacy, right? PUBG. Sons of the Forest. I guess that's newer. Most played games on Steam Deck. Again, a lot of older games too. Half-Life, Grand Theft Auto 5, Resident Evil 4, Witcher 3. Games most played using a gamepad. Again, a lot of them are older games. VR, well, that's a whole nother thing. Half-Life Alyx, which is awesome, by the way. We bought a VR headset just for Half-Life Alyx. And those people are like, I hate Half-Life Alyx. It's a tech demo. I'm like, yeah, but I know, but it's good. It's a good tech demo. Best-selling games of 2023 on Steam. I think I talked about this on the gaming channel. PUBG, Dota, Apex Legends, Grand Theft Auto 5, Red Dead Redemption, Dead by Daylight, Warframe, Resident Evil 4. You get down Final Fantasy 14, Sims 4. You have a lot of older games here. Team Fortress 2, BattleBit Remastered. I'll have to look into that. But I'm saying Ark Survival Evolved, older game, Monster Hunter, Stardew Valley, Terraria. Terraria's been around almost as long as Minecraft. No Man's Sky, which finally got good. So that's what people are doing. And it's not much different from television. Same thing. Like, why are we seeing all these layoffs in Hollywood? Why do they need to hire people to make new shows when nobody's watching new shows? Not to the extent that, you know, it pays for the amount of money that they're spending. We've done a video before talking about this where they said the most streamed shows are old shows. 2023's most streamed shows. Grey's Anatomy is on the list. We have NCIS, The Big Bang Theory, Gilmore Girls, Friends, Supernatural. And if you go out to 2020, The Office, Grey's Anatomy, NCIS, Schitt's Creek. Can I say that on YouTube? Supernatural, New Girl, Vampire Diaries. Again, people are watching old stuff. Why? It's familiar, for one thing. You know, if you want to turn your brain off and just chill out, and, you know, you're going to a lot of times default back to an old favorite. And I think it's the same with video games too. But also the new stuff isn't that good. The new stuff is overly political. The new stuff is unfinished and overly expensive. The new stuff has baggage. Even if it's not necessarily political baggage attached to it, it has all the online drama. Every major release, every AAA title has an ungodly amount of online drama attached to it. See Starfield, you know, and you're not allowed to just be honest about the game one way or the other. You've got, you know, the stans and the antis, and this K-pop stan anti bullshit has crept into video games. It's crept into comic books. It's crept into, you know what I'm saying? So like everything is tainted. We want to go back to a simpler time. People want to go back to a time, and a lot of it is nostalgia. A lot of it is you want to go back like, okay, well, you know, 10 years ago I was in college or I was in high school and I used to play this and I had a lot of fun. And now I'm working all the time and the world is crumbling and I just want to go back to that period of my life that was a lot more fun and a lot less stressful. And I think that's part of it too, you know. But it is interesting that, you know, it's not like when I was a kid, we would move from one thing to another. The games, you know, you'd always want to upgrade. You'd always go from, okay, well, 8-bit's out, now it's 16-bit. 16-bit, that's lame. Now it's 32-bit. Now it's 64-bit. And then we kind of peaked around like PS2, PS3, and now we're just like, the graphics are getting better, but we keep making the same games over and over and over again, right? It's like, oh my God, what's the best-selling game? Oh, Final Fantasy VII Remake, you know? Oh, Resident Evil 4 Remake. All these games that came out years ago are getting remade. Nintendo is notorious for that. But yeah, it's not looking too good if you're in the AAA space right now. I think indie developers, and most of the new games are doing really, really well, are indie titles. And you can actually thank YouTube and Twitch, I think, for a lot of that, because people playing those games on Twitch and YouTube bring in consistent sales. And sometimes in the case of Minecraft, like there's an ungodly amount of, an incalculable amount of Minecraft content out there for years and years and years and years. And kids see that and they're like, oh, I want to play Minecraft. You know, it's always top of mind. Same with Fortnite, same with, you know, a lot of these other games that streamers play. So I think it does keep it kind of at the top of mind for people too. And it's great advertising. But yeah, I mean, the same is true on the opposite side, where if influencers, YouTubers are constantly trashing or dogging on a certain game or a certain studio or whatever, it's anti-marketing. And people are going to stay away. They're not even going to give the game a chance because there's so much drama attached to it, right? So there it is, guys. People playing old games. That's awesome, because I'm like, hey, yeah, I want to do more game streaming, but, you know, I don't like a lot of the new stuff. I like the older stuff. Some of the new stuff I like, the indie stuff I like, but there's still hope. There's still hope if you like old games. You know, just fire up Minecraft or Fortnite or something. Dota 2. I'm going to wrap it up. Please subscribe. We'll talk later.